for this year's International Women's Day, Embrace Equity. International Women's Day is the celebration of social, economic, cultural, and political achievement of women and has been observed since the early 1900s. It's a collective movement felt and activated around the world. My name is Anita Russell. I'm the founder and CEO of The Place to Soar. I'm a personal transformation expert, professional speaker, three-time international best-selling author, and producer of Inflection Point podcast. To embrace equity, I willingly challenge gender stereotypes, discrimination, and bias. So the question is, what are you willing to do to embrace equity? I absolutely love this year's theme, Embrace Equity. So let's get started by defining equity. The International Women's Day organization drives home three key points. The first, equity isn't just a nice to have, it's a need to have as we push towards global transformation. Second, a focus on gender equity needs to be part of every society's DNA. And finally, it's critical to understand the difference between equity and equality. And that last point is particularly relevant because the terms are often used interchangeably or synonymously. In its essence, equality is about sameness, where everybody gets the same of something, regardless of needs, regardless of circumstances, or lived experiences with systemic and institutional obstacles. On the other hand, equity is about taking into account those very differences in needs, circumstances, or lived experiences, including those attributed to systemic and institutional obstacles. Equity is acknowledging where people are in their unique needs and leveling the playing field accordingly. People start from different places and different life experiences, so true diversity and inclusion requires equity as a catalyst. Embracing equity isn't just about what we say or write about. It's not something that should be up for debate. It is something we all need to think about, to learn about, to value, and to embrace. Equity should be a part of our individual and collective belief systems, conversations, and actions. It means creating a truly inclusive world. So the question is, what are you doing to embrace equity and contribute to reimagining a different future and a different world? And whatever your answer, you must recognize the need for critical self-reflection to understand what lies within your own thoughts, beliefs, and ideas, and consider how what lies within you shows up in your interpersonal connections through your words, your actions, and your behaviors. So here's one of the things that I am doing. In addition to my work in anti-racism and the equity, diversity, and inclusion space, I am also a global business connector for Women Speakers Association and author of the Voices of the 21st Century book series. The 2023 release, Voices of the 21st Century, Women Transforming the World, is a #1 international bestseller. Gender equity is the hallmark of the series, forging positive visibility to the stories and experiences of 45 women from around the world doing their part to transform the world. When we share our stories, we open up the possibility for others to learn from and relate to our unique experiences. The truth is, we can all embrace equity. We can all actively support and embrace equity within our own unique spheres of influence, our homes, our workplaces, and our communities. In our everyday lives, we can avoid stereotypes, call out discrimination and bias, and actively seek diversity and inclusion in whatever spaces we find ourselves. Collective activism is what drives change, and each of us can heed the call for individual change that fuels grassroots action to usher in global momentum. Remember, embracing equity is an ongoing process that requires commitment and action. By actively working towards equity, we can create a more just and equitable society for everybody. So pop into the comments what you are doing or plan to do to embrace equity every day. I thank you for listening